And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Workman, and I am the man of constant hatred. Welcome to our Oscar nomination review for 2019, the 2018 previous year. With me today is host of Just Born Movies, David Wray.
What's going on?
And the ever wonderful Manny Classic.
What up?
All right, so we're just going to go through the list of Oscar nominations which came out. We're recording this the day they came out. We'll probably be posting this on about Saturday or Sunday, hopefully. And we're going to just discuss first what we think should win, who we think will win, or what we think will win, and if there is a snub that we would have put in the category instead. So we're going to kind of breeze through the technical awards, and so that all the meat of the video is at the end with all the awards that we all know you came here to listen to, even though, you know, we love the tech awards. So
and we'll put a timestamp down in the doobly-doo, so you can just go right to that point.
That'll be a wonderful idea, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start out with sound mixing. Our nominees for sound mixing are Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Roma, and A Star Is Born. And Manny, how about you kick us off with what you think will win, or what you want to win, what you think will win, and what you would have put in instead if you would kick out something in the category.
So my thought is that Bohemian Rhapsody is probably going to win. It's literally a movie about music, and the Academy, for some reason, has been eating it up. My hope is that Roma wins, because it should win every category it's nominated for. In terms of mixing what I would get rid of, I think all of them are fine choices. You're not going to get anything different, so.
Yeah, looking at this category, I'm going to blow everybody's mind here and say I think Star Is Born is going to win this one, and I'm actually completely okay with that having seen the film.
Okay.
Again, it's a movie about music, so I think that
would that be your pick?
Yeah, that's my pick as well. Yeah,
okay.
My pick and the one I think is going to win it. Again, I agree with Manny. There's nothing I would kick out for this.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that stood out otherwise between those two movies I can think of that really. It'd be like facing off against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter.
Right. Makes sense. I think the Academy often likes to award the technical awards to films in the Best Picture category that aren't going to win. So I think Black Panther is going to win. I honestly wouldn't mind Bohemian Rhapsody winning for all of its faults, and it has very, very many. That's not one of them. It's actually sound mixed pretty well, and Rami Malek, you actually believe, is singing with Freddie Mercury's voice, so that's pretty impressive. I see a lot of things where new stars try to take on the personas of old stars, and it doesn't work. And his performance was fine. I think sound mixing was a big part of that. All right, so up to sound editing. Our nominees are Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, A Quiet Place, and Roma. So, David, how about you kick us off?
Sound editing, I'm going to guess they're probably going to, if they don't give it mixing to Bohemian Rhapsody, they're going to give it to them in this category. My pick is A Quiet Place, because I think that movie is brilliant with its sound editing. Again, same as before, technical category, I don't really see anybody that was snubbed. I mean, maybe if they wanted to expand it, they could have put in a couple other movies, but nobody here is out of place in the category.
Right.
So, who I think might win is First Man. I don't think, unfortunately for Damien Chazelle, he's about to win a whole bunch of awards this year, so I feel like they might throw the movie the bone on this one. I'm also going to go with David. I think A Quiet Place should win, though. And I can't see anything getting kicked out here either.
Yeah, honestly, A Quiet Place should win. I agree. I would kind of like Black Panther to win, because legendary sound designer Ben Burtt, who of course we all know from the Star Wars films, he created the lightsabers, he created TIE fighters. It's always nice to see him nominated for things. I would like to see him win, but honestly, yeah, it's probably either going to be Black Panther or First Man. again, I'm with you guys. I don't think I kick anything out of here. It's just not really anything worth kicking out. Also, we're going to go ahead and skip over the short films because none of us have seen any of the short films except Bow, which I guess we could all probably pick.
I also saw Animal Behavior.
Okay. But with with documentary and live action, maybe we'll get to see the AMC. Maybe we won't. We'll see. On to production design, we have Black Panther, The Favorite, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Roma again. I'll go ahead and start this one. With production design, honestly, I would really love to see Black Panther win. I think it's beautifully designed from top to bottom. It's a beautiful film. Going into it, I think The Favorite's probably going to take this one because it's really prestigious looking, and honestly, it's a beautiful film.
If Joe was here, he'd say The Favorite. He'd be wrong. Roma, I hope wins. My thought is that Black Panther will win. I think this is the award they're going to throw to him. I don't think they're going to get Best Picture. I don't think the Academy's ready to step up to give a superhero genre film Best Picture yet.
Yeah.
So I think this is the big award they're going to win.
So for me, I think it is going to be The Favorite. I think that's going to be the pick. That's also my pick is The Favorite. But I don't see anything wrong with it going to Roma or Black Panther. I think they're both really well done. First Man, I felt was kind of flat in a lot of its set design. It's kind of boring. And I think Mary Poppins doesn't belong in here. I think it should be kicked out for Mary Queen of Scots.
Ooh.
There.
Or Sorry to Bother You. Both of them had much better set design. Production design.
And I like the production design on Mary Poppins, but I could honestly see both of those.
I mean, on that list, I would take out Mary Poppins and put in either one of those two.
All right, so makeup and hairstyling, of course, is historically a 3-nominee category. It's got Border, Mary Queen of Scots, and Vice. So, Manny?
I gotta go Mary Queen of Scots. Both for my pick and who I think is going to win. With it typically being a smaller category, I can't see any of these getting booted out for something else. I think these all did really well, but Mary Queen of Scots is my pick.
Yeah, it's my pick as well, although I could see Vice taking away with it, just because of how well they made the actors look like the personas they were portraying.
Right.
But yeah, my pick, and I think the Oscars are going to go to Mary Queen of Scots.
Yeah, I think Vice has enough momentum to grab a couple of other more noteworthy awards. I would like to see it win. I think they did a really good job making Bale look like Cheney, and honestly, the rest of the cast just looks incredible in their roles. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mary Queen of Scots.
And I would like to point out that this category is my absolute wild card because let's remind everybody that Suicide Squad beat Star Trek. So makeup and hairstyling obviously can mean a vast number of things to a vast number of people.
Right. Okay, so film editing, we got Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, and Vice.
For editing, I think they're going to go with Bohemian Rhapsody on this one. Again, I think it ties into that sound mixing and sound editing side of things, whereas they had to get those angles and edit everything together to make it look like Queen was performing. And I think that they, at least from what I've seen of it, they did a fair job. To be fair, I have not seen the movie, and judging from the Man of Consultation's reaction, I dodged a bullet.
I will put my review in the description below if you would like to read that.
I'm going to say film editing, I gotta go with Black Klansman. It is, right now, maybe my number one movie of the year still. I'm still sorting that out. So from top to bottom, it's really great. That's my pick. I don't think it's going to win, though. I think we're about to get the hand clapping, self-patting on the back. I think something like Green Book might win. Just unfortunate because it doesn't even deserve to be in the category.
Honestly, yeah, as much as I don't like it and I can give it credit for certain things, it really doesn't deserve to be in the category. But coming back to that, Black Klansman is my pick out of these 5 films. I think it's the most beautifully edited film of the year. Spike Lee always has gorgeous editing in his films. And this is definitely the one out of this category I would pick over any of the rest of them. Kind of go with David. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is probably going to get it. And on the snub side, I think American Animals was probably the most beautifully edited film of the year. And it got snubbed in it got snubbed all across the board. But if I had to kick anything out of here, I kick Green Book out because it's fine. It's edited. Like there's nothing special about the editing. American Animals did so much to break expectations of fourth wall that the editing is such a character in that film. I'm really disappointed it didn't get nominated. Costume design: Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Panther, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, and Mary Queen of Scots. I'll go ahead and start this one off. I think The Ballad of Buster Scruggs would be my pick because I feel this is the only one it stands a chance of winning, and it is beautifully costumed. But I really hope it goes to Black Panther. I'm going to go ahead and throw in Black Panther as my pick because I don't think anything else was quite as beautifully costumed this year. And looking at this, I don't think I'd kick anything out for the category. This is a really strong category. And Sandy Powell's nominated twice. I like Sandy Powell. She's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I already picked Black Panther for a different video that you all may see. I'm sticking with the horse that got me to the dance here. Going Black Panther. It's wonderfully costumed. It's subtle nuance costuming. It's my pick to win. Yeah, strong category. I wouldn't get rid of anything either.
So I, like Manny, in the same video, he picked Black Panther. I'm going to stick with my pick of Mary Queen of Scots.
Fair.
Yeah.
That video is linked below.
Yeah, absolutely Black Panther, though. I agree with both of them. Should win this since it is in the category. But I don't, again, there's no snubbing in this either. I think the Academy goes with Black Panther, but if any of them win in this category, it's not even a slap in the face to the other contenders.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, our next category is visual effects, which is Avengers Infinity War, Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, and Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Out of all of those films, I gotta go with Ready Player One. Almost, maybe like 60% of that movie is just CGI, and it all worked really well, even up against the live-action cast, so that's where I'm gonna go. I don't think it's going to win. I think First Man will be the Oscars pick. But honestly, none of them, I wouldn't get rid of any of these in the category. I think they're all really well shot, even though I didn't personally find Christopher Robin at all amusing.
Yeah.
If I was going to kick one out, it would probably be Christopher Robin, but I can't think of anything immediately off the top of my head that I would replace it with.
Yeah.
I think First Man's going to get the nod because, well, it's First Man, but this is another category where the superheroes could kind of step up and the sci-fi fantasy can step up and win. They traditionally do. So my pick is also Ready Player One, with Solo being a close second.
My heart pick is always going to be with Star Wars. If you saw our video last year, link below, you saw me try not to pick Star Wars for every category it was nominated for. This is the only category this is nominated for. So I'm going to go ahead with Solo: A Star Wars Story as my heart pick. The film I think is going to get it is probably actually going to be Avengers Infinity War. And aside from some wonky suit issues with pretty much anybody who had a CGI suit, Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Hulkbuster armor, it's really good looking CGI. So I think they might just go ahead and start awarding Marvel with a bunch of awards this year because Marvel, the MCU, has not won a single Academy Award up to this point.
Meanwhile, DCEU has one, and Michael Bay has 2 movies in the Criterion Collection.
That is correct. I think Michael Bay's movies also have some Academy Awards. I'll go back and look at that. We'll put that right here. Let's go ahead and do some screenplay. All right, so original screenplay. We have The Favorite, we have First Reform, we have Green Book, we have Roma, and we have Vice. David?
Out of all of these, I'm going to go with The Favorite. Because it is my favorite out of this category. Personally, I think Green Book and Vice should be thrown out because they're actually based off of somebody's life, so it's not really a...
I always have that problem, but...
So is Roma. It's semi-autobiographical of Alfonso Cuarón, so...
So, yeah, I mean,
technically
problem.
The Favorite is, too.
It involves 2 people, but there's no actual knowledge of what happened.
Yeah.
So it is pretty much all fiction.
Well, so is Green Book, but we'll go on from there.
Green Book's all fiction because they chose to make it be all fiction, not because it's supposed to be all fiction. But yeah, favorite is mine. My pick, I think this is a chance for Roma to win. I think Roma has a strong possibility, but I think they're going to give it to Green Book because the Academy likes to pat themselves on the back in these type of situations.
Yep.
So I would pick Roma as my heart pick, but I think inherently some of the writing gets lost in translation. It doesn't flow as well reading subtitles as to what they're actually saying because you almost get this Google Translate kind of thing. That being said, I really like even more than Roma. I want First Reform to win. It's one of the few categories it's nominated in.
It's the only category it's nominated.
Oh, so there we go. Green Book definitely shouldn't win, but I think Vice will win this.
That's a possibility. I'm going First Reform as my heart pick. Paul Schrader wrote one of my all-time top 5 favorite movies, Taxi Driver. I couldn't wait to go see this. I got a chance to go see it in a theater in Denver, a nice little small intimate setting, and it blew me away. Paul Schrader wrote such an incredible film. I think it'd be a real shame if he didn't pick this up. But honestly, just the way things have been going on the awards circuit recently, I honestly think they're going to give it to Green Book, which is the biggest mistake. And I would kick Green Book out of this category in a heartbeat. It's poorly written, it's annoying, it's cloying, and it's this pat on the back to not racist white people. It's just the fucking worst.
I honestly would just kick Roma off the ballot entirely. Or not Roma, I'm sorry. I'd keep Roma on the ballot. I would kick Green Book completely off the ballot. Completely. Everywhere it is.
No, it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong in this awards ceremony at all.
Same with Bohemian Rhapsody, apparently.
But we'll get all back to that. So anyway, First Reform is heart. Green Book's what I think is going to win. Green Book's what I would kick out. And I would put in Sorry to Bother You. I would put in Annihilation. Well, I guess Annihilation's an adapted screenplay, so that probably wouldn't work. But Sorry to Bother You, absolutely. Sorry to Bother You got no awards recognition from the Oscars, so I'm really looking forward to the Independent Spirit Awards this year.
You know what I would put in? Blind Spotting.
Oh, yeah, Blind Spotting, David Diggs and Rafael Casal. Oh, that's such a good pick.
That's what I'd put in place of Green Book.
Yeah, it's like my number 5, too. Or I'd put in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, written so well.
Probably adapted, though.
Probably adapted. Okay, so speaking of adapted, we'll go ahead and do the adapted screenplay is Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Klansman, Can You Ever Forgive Me, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born. So as much as I want to pick Ballad of Buster Scruggs, I love Joel and Ethan Coen, I think my pick on this one is Barry Jenkins for If Beale Street Could Talk. I got to see it very late in the year. Or I didn't even get to see it in 2018. I saw it like like last week. And honestly, it blew me away. I think it is absolutely the most gorgeous film of the year, and it got shafted in so many categories. I think this is my heart pick. It's what should win, and honestly, looking at this, it might also be my pick for best adapted screenplay. So I think it's my heart pick and my brain pick.
I honestly, out of the adapted screenplays here, I would personally give it to Black Klansman. I think it was wonderfully adapted. I think it worked beautifully. And again, I think that this category is another one that the Academy is going to try to make themselves look good, so they're going to give it to If Beale Street Could Talk. They're not going to give it to them for the right reasons. If what you're saying is true, which I hope it is, and I plan to still go see it.
You should. It's gorgeous.
I think that's the Academy pick. In this category, maybe drop A Star Is Born because they've had so many tries at it and put in Into the Spider-Verse if it's considered adapted.
I'm going to have to go. Heart pick is Black Klansman. Spike Lee. This movie's so good.
Yeah, so good.
I think the winner's Beale Street. I don't think I'd necessarily kick anything out. I mean, A Star Is Born has been done a bunch of times, but that's pretty much all we're churning out in Hollywood now. So if we start kicking out things that are being redone or rebooted, next year there's not going to be an award ceremony. It'll just be the Independent Spirit Awards.
Wonderful. All right, original song. So first we have All the Stars from Black Panther, I'll Fight from RBG, The Place Where Lost Things Go from Mary Poppins, Shallow from A Star Is Born, yay!
Well, A Star Is Born.
A Star Is Born, yay! Shallow from A Star Is Born, and When Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings from The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
My hope is that Buster Scruggs, when a cowboy trades his spurs for wings, gets the win. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I feel like we have to go with The Shallows from A Star Is Born. All Strong, though, I wouldn't kick any of these out.
I'm with you guys. I think, or at least with Manny, when a cowboy trades his spurs for wings, should be the pick. It's my pick, but it's probably going to go to a shallow Star Is Born. And that's just what's going to happen.
I think we're all in agreement across the board here, because I'm telling you, when I heard that, I was listening to the nomination ceremony this morning on my phone with my earphones in, and me and my friend who I was working with at the time I was reciting who was getting nominated to him because we were in a store, and when that got nominated, my eyes had to have gone so wide because I could not believe it. Number one, I think it's a great song. It opens up the film. It's beautiful. Number two, it's another chance to just give a great Coen Brothers film another award, and we should always try to do that if we can. But yeah, I think The Shallow is it. It's picking up everything else. I can't see anything else not getting it. And much like with my Mary J. Blige pick last year, I don't think Gaga's going to win Best Actress. So I think they're going to give it to her for this song as kind of a consolation of the song. But I was wrong about Mary J. Blige last year, which was garbage. She should have won that award. So we'll see where we go from here. But I would kick out The Place Where Lost Things Go because I thought that song was very annoying. But I don't know how to replace it with probably something from Vox Lux, because Sia did a bunch of great music for Vox Lux and it didn't get nominated for anything. Original score, we have Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther, Terrence Blanchard for Black Klansman, Nicholas Britell for If Beale Street Could Talk, Alexandre Desplat for Isle of Dogs, and Mark Shaman for Mary Poppins Returns.
You say all Marvel films have a boring and bland and forgettable soundtrack.
Unless you go back and watch our review of Black Panther and our look behind on 2018.
Which is actually what I was getting to. Is because that is my personal pick is Black Panther in this category. Is because it is such a standout from the norm for Marvel, and we've already got two other Marvel movies this year as well. You know, in Ant-Man and the Wasp and Infinity War, which has been nominated. So I think this is another opportunity for Black Panther to pick something up. I think they're probably going to give it to If Beale Street Could Talk again.
Which I'd be fine with.
It should go to Isle of Dogs. Because this is like the only thing it's nominated for.
This and the animated film.
Yeah, so it should win. I think Beale Street is going to be the pick, though. I can't see anything being kicked out, especially because apparently the Academy has a real hard on for Mary Poppins this year.
I'm really happy Ludwig got nominated for Black Panther. I love what he does with just about every score he gets his hands on. He's a fantastic composer. But I think my heart pick on this one is actually Terrence Blanchard for Black Klansman. I don't feel like it's going to pick up a lot because it's going to shy a lot of voters away, but they're going to want to give it something. I think the score is beautiful, and I think it stands a really big chance of actually grabbing it. That being said, If Beale Street Could Talk is probably going to take it. That's another beautiful score. Both of these films, I would take either. I don't know if I kick out Mary Poppins Returns. I think it's the weakest one in the bunch. Does okay, but again, I'm just having trouble thinking of something I would put in its place because Paddington 2 was technically released last year, so it's not eligible for any Oscars this year. So
Releases last year, it means 2017.
That's correct, 2017. So it technically wasn't released in 2018. It was released in 2018 here in the States, but it got its original run in the UK in 2017. So that's where that is. All right. So now we're on to foreign language film. We've got Capernaum, Cold War, Never Look Away, Roma, and Shoplifters. And I know Manny wants to talk about it real bad, so here it goes.
Yeah. Okay, so my heart pick is Roma. I also think Roma's going to win because I don't think Roma's going to win Best Picture.
I think historically, most foreign films that get nominated for Best Picture, say like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon did in 2000, historically, they take the Best Foreign Film Award. So I think it's odds-on favorite. I think it's the most talked about. Though I've heard a lot of really good things about Shoplifters.
Yeah, it's on Barack Obama's list.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't
Thanks, Obama.
Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of foreign film around here, so it's hard for us. And Roma being on Netflix, pretty much the only one I got to see. I heard Shoplifters is great. I heard Cold War is great. The previous Cold War, it's a beautiful looking film. So yeah, I think Roma is the odds-on favorite to win.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything either one of you just said. Again, Roma's going to take home foreign language film, and then because it's in the best film category, best picture category, and that's just, like you said, it's how it rolls.
Yeah. On the documentary feature, we have Free Solo, Hale County in the Morning this evening, Minding the Gap, of Fathers and Sons, and RBG. I got to see two of these, which is Minding the Gap and RBG. I loved Minding the Gap. I think it's my heart pick. I don't think it's going to win, though. I think it's going to turn a lot of the older voters off because it's about the problems of young people. I think a lot of the
damn whippersnappers.
Yeah, the Hollywood elite's going to want to continue to pat themselves on the back about certain people, and I think RBG actually might take this, though I hear Hale County this evening is kind of up there with Green Book on a lot of voters' lists. So, and not having seen that Free Solo or Fathers and Sons, I don't know what I would kick out. But I think we're all pretty upset that Won't You Be My Neighbor did not get nominated for this. What a snub.
Yeah.
So hey, my psychopath story keeps consistently adding on because two more people saw it and cried, and I still haven't. I gotta go with Paul on everything here. I think Minding the Gap would be my pick. RBG, I think, is going to win. I don't know I'd get rid of anything. I would probably add Three Identical Strangers just because I love it personally so much.
That's a great film.
But I don't think it's I don't think it would be anything that would win either. I think the subject matter's too tense for the voters of the electorate, so it's too much of a focus on, we let the system fail us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think RBG is going to win it. I actually haven't seen any of these documentaries, even though this is the first year I've seen a bunch of documentaries.
Since I'm shucking for Hulu, I believe Minding the Gap and RBG are both on Hulu now.
That is awesome.
That is correct, too.
Besides Three Identical Strangers, which you mentioned, and Won't You Be My Neighbor, another one that I think that I saw that was a solid documentary, it still probably wouldn't have won, is Whitney, which I had mentioned in our other video as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it's RBG all the way.
So we're going to go on to animated feature. We have The Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man. Moving on.
Love it.
I'm going to pick Spider-Man as my heart pick. I don't think they're going to give it to Spider-Man. They're probably going to give it to Incredibles. The Academy loves Disney.
They do.
And
Spider-Man is Disney too. Kind of.
This one's specifically Sony.
Yeah, sadly.
Also, the Incredibles poster specifically says Disney to remind the electorate that that's what they should be voting for.
Yeah, so does Ralph Break the Internet.
But Ralph is complete garbage, so...
Even if you take out everything else and just put Incredibles with Ralph, I would give it to The Incredibles. I think you're right, though. They're probably going to get the nod. I think Isle of Dogs is well done, but the style of animation it uses turns off a lot of people.
I don't think the Academy takes Wes Anderson seriously either.
No.
They should.
I mean, he finally got some real nomination recognition with Grand Budapest Hotel, and even that didn't go his way, which was a beautiful film. And I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the obvious pick. I'm going to pick it as my heart and my head, but I'm not going to get my hopes too far up because, as you said, I think since this category was introduced in 2001 and Disney lost the first one to Shrek, I don't think Disney has lost once. Anything that they've produced, like even Spirited Away, has a deal with Buena Vista, so Spirited Away is still technically Disney. And if they have lost it even once, it's really rare because it's usually Pixar that takes it, or Frozen took it. Since 2001, when this was introduced, it is now the 2018 Academy Awards. They've lost 4 times in almost 2 full decades.
Yeah.
That's
and they seem to go on a tear. They win like 3 or 4 in a row. They lose one, then they win 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Or they lose 3 or 4 in a row, and then they
twice in a row, and then Rango in 2011. So
and then it went right back to them.
So they've only lost once this decade, even when I thought other things were going to win. So it's hard to bet against Disney.
2016, come on, how did Kubo not win that?
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Disney. So, like I said,
you don't anger the mouse.
It's not impossible for Spider-Man to win. It's more improbable. I would boot out Ralph 2 and just leave this as 4 nominations because I can't think of another animated film I would put in there instead. Because
I can think of one.
What's that?
What was that, Sergeant? Where you went?
Oh, Sergeant Stubby. That was so wonderful. Yeah, so fuck Ralph 2, put in Sergeant Stubby. There's a review with it with my son. You can watch right here.
You're welcome.
Yes. This is a really charming film. So to cinematography, the category I think is the nearest and dearest to my heart. We got Lucas Saul for Cold War, Robbie Ryan for The Favorite, Caleb Deschanel for Never Look Away, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Matthew Lebetique for A Star Is Born. Yep.
I think it's Roma. Roma's my heart pick on this. I think it's absolutely gorgeously shot. For Joe, I know he would absolutely say it's The Favorite.
Yeah.
I think The Favorite was very well shot, but I don't think it was as well shot as Roma was.
It's Roma. Roma's my heart pick. Roma's who I think will win this category as well. Solid category. I wouldn't get rid of anything, although I haven't seen Never Look Away, so I don't know how well that is.
Just based on the fact that Caleb Deschanel did it,
yeah,
I would say it looks gorgeous because he's a wonderful cinematographer. Yeah, Roma. I don't even really know what else to say if Chivo wasn't going to shoot it. I'm glad Alfonso did, and it looks gorgeous. So, Roma, all the way. Now we're going to get to actress in a supporting role. Amy Adams, Vice. Marina de Tavira for Roma. Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. Emma Stone for The Favorite, and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Regina King has been picking up the awards. I feel like it's going to be Regina King because, once again, if they're not going to give it a lot of the more upper tier awards, supporting actress is definitely a good place to go. Regina King is an amazing actress who has been putting in great performance after great performance for the last 3 decades. I can remember Boys in the Hood. I loved her as the 2 brothers on The Boondocks. Everything she does, she's just a wonderful actress. She's my heart pick. She's my head pick. And I don't think I'd kick out any of these wonderful women. They're all just fantastic.
My heart pick actually might be Rachel Weisz. I think she gets a little bit because she was also in
Disobedience?
Yeah, Disobedience, which I think might earn her some background points. I think Regina King is going to win, though. I think that's the Oscars pick. They're all really great actresses in really great roles, so I wouldn't get rid of a single one of them.
So I'm going to go with Raquel Weisz's opposite number from The Favorite and go with Emma Stone. I think that her performance just a touch above, but that's also because she got more screen time. But I loved both of the women in that role, in their roles for that movie. I do agree as well. Regina King's probably going to pick up the award.
Yeah, I'd definitely say Emma Stone's probably. Well, Marina de Tavira is probably the dark horse of the category, but Emma Stone's probably a nice second because she just picked up Best Actress a couple years ago for Blah Blah Bland.
Mm-hmm.
So, actor in supporting role, Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice.
Man, I think this category is really solid. Heart pick, I can't pick against Sam Elliott. He's just so good in so many things, and just all the time.
He's so good in this too.
That being said, man, I'm gonna go with Mahershala Ali for Green Book. I feel like it's the type of award they're going to definitely give Green Book, and not that he himself doesn't deserve it. I just think the movie's garbage. I wouldn't kick anyone out, even though I think the movie's garbage. I think his performance is really well. If you're not watching True Detective Season 3 right now, you're missing more ahead.
Yeah.
So my heart pick is actually going to be Adam Driver.
Ooh, good choice.
And I think that's because he will never get the nod for his amazing performance as Kylo Ren.
He's a great thing.
But I agree with you. I think that they're probably going to give it to Ali for Green Book. My second heart pick would be Sam Rockwell because Sam Rockwell.
I love Sam Rockwell. I don't want to bet against Sam Rockwell, but he picked up Best Supporting Actor last year for 3 Billboards. So again, I don't think they're gonna double up.
So you're telling me that if, like this year, you'd bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row?
I didn't bet against Sam Rockwell last year, though. I wanted him to win that award.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Unlike some people.
Wouldn't you don't you stick with the winning horse?
I just know the Academy's tendencies. It's really hard to go back to back on performance Oscars.
Unless you're Tom Hanks.
Unless you're Tom Hanks, who did it in 93 and 94. There's another couple of examples, but that's how rare it is that the Academy has been going for this long, and there have only been like 3 or 4 examples of someone going back to back. It's not impossible. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think, honestly, Mahershala Ali, even though he won it 2 years ago for Moonlight, is going to pick this one up. But honestly, Driver or Rockwell are my heart picks. Like, I can't even choose between them. They're just, both of them were so good in both of those films. All right, actress in a leading role: Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Lady Gaga's for A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? Olivia Colman, I think, had the best performance of anybody in any film this year in The Favorite. I hope she wins this. She's definitely my heart pick. Glenn Close has been picking everything else up, though, and I think it's the problem with the Academy sometimes is that they nominate someone like Glenn Close 6 times. This is her 7th nomination. And they passed them over for, let's see, she got nominated for The World According to Garp, which she easily could have won. She got nominated for Fatal Attraction, which she easily could have won. And they should have awarded this award to her in those instances. But they didn't. And now she's getting, I don't want to say it's not deserved, but I just don't think this is as strong as some other performances from females this year.
She's going to get the equivalent of the Lifetime Achievement Award for this one.
Yeah, kind of like Al Pacino did with Sin of a Woman, kind of like Jeff Bridges did for Crazy Heart. Like, Jeff Bridges was good in Crazy Heart. He's been in much better roles that fit him so well. I think she's going to win it because she's winning everything else. I think Olivia Colman should get it. I would kick out Melissa McCarthy, or sorry, Glenn Close. I would kick you out this year in a heartbeat for either Toni Collette in Hereditary or Emily Blunt in Quiet Place. Both of those performances are just A+, and neither of them got recognized.
My heart pick is also Olivia Colman. I also think she's going to win it because she did pick up the Golden Globe for her performance as well. I think it's just going to carry over. I think, again, like you mentioned, it's going to be Glenn Close, but no cigar.
So I'm going to go with Yalitza for Roma.
Shocker.
I think Glenn Close is going to win it. I would get rid of Glenn Close and put in Charlize Theron from Tully.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actor in a leading role: we have Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Willem Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. David has a lot of thoughts on this. David.
Really have a lot of thoughts on this?
I know one big thought you have, so go on.
Well, can we drop Rami Malek? Can we just push him off the board real quick? And Viggo Mortensen. Honestly,
I'm fine with both of those.
In this thing, I'm going to give it to Christian Bale. That's my heart pick. I think it's going to go to Viggo, though, because it's a pat on the back situation. And I think the best picture category is just too strong for Green Book to carry through in there.
Yeah, I guess my heart pick's Christian Bale. him as Dick Cheney was phenomenal. I'd also get rid of Vigo. I don't know if I'd get rid of Rami Malek. His performance is good. I know Autumn wants Willem Dafoe to win because she's got this huge thing for Vincent Van Gogh. But unfortunately, I gotta go with David. I think Viggo Mortensen takes home the Oscar.
I think, because I haven't seen At Eternity's Gate, I'm sure Willem Dafoe is wonderful. I kind of would probably like him to win this because Willem Dafoe is wonderful. And he's done so much, and I'm sure he's amazing in this because when is he not? But the 4 I have seen, Bale is definitely my heart pick. He might be my head pick. I think Rami Malek might be my head pick. But honestly, I would trash Cooper, Mortensen, and Malek out of this category because I don't think... Look, people keep saying that Rami Malek pretty much was Freddie Mercury. I don't think he ever went above Rami Malek doing an impression of Freddie Mercury. And him with those prosthetic teeth, he just looked really funky through the entire film. Like, it threw me off for the entire film. Like, it doesn't look so bad in some of the pictures you see, but when he's talking just normally in certain scenes, it's just like, you don't look that much like Freddie Mercury. You look like a dude with fake teeth in his mouth.
It's hard for me to want to pick Bradley Cooper when he's even want to be in the movie.
Look.
If he wins an Oscar for a movie he didn't want to be in, imagine what he could do if he actually before that.
See, he wanted to be in The Hangover. Just remember that.
All 3 of them. Look, I'm at this point right now where I'm really fucking tired of seeing Bradley Cooper nominated for an Academy Awards because he's not a great actor. How we have come to this point where this is his 4th Academy Award nomination is so beyond me.
I know exactly how this happens.
I do too, unfortunately.
You know whose fault it is? Ben Affleck.
He has 2 Academy Awards.
The Batman.
The whole thing is, I feel like the Academy is like, oh, this guy's like the next Ben Affleck, and we kind of missed the boat on Affleck, so let's just throw awards at Bradley Cooper.
That's right. But where I thought David was going to go with this is I would throw all of them out and have just one other nominee and not replace 2 of them with Michael B. Jordan in Creed, because he didn't get nominated for this, and he didn't get nominated for supporting actor for Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan is the actor of this generation, and the Academy is missing the boat on him. And I don't understand how that keeps... Repeatedly. Since Fruitvale Station, they have continued to miss the boat on this man. And I pretty much just say Fruitvale Station because I feel like that was his first real big dramatic role, and he owns that movie. And he has owned every movie he's been in since.
He owned Black Panther, he owned Creed 2. Even his relatively minor role in Civil War, when he was in the scene, he was in the scene. And he was the scene.
And that tiny little part he has at the end of 10, if anybody else remembers that movie this year except me, he's in it for like 5 minutes, and you're just like, man, you just put yourself all over this, Michael B. Jordan. You're the man.
Yeah, basically he went, hey, I know I did Fan 4 Stick. Look what I can actually do.
Hey, but honestly...
But he was a solid point in Fan 4 Stick.
But honestly, that film could have been good. We'll never know.
I think all the actors in that film were really good. I just think it was a piss poor writing.
On to directing. Spike Lee for Black Klansman. Pavel Pawlikowski for Cold War, and I butchered that, and I'm sorry. Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Adam McKay for Vice. Honestly, off the top, I'm kicking Adam McKay out of the category. As fun as Vice was, I don't think it was a strong enough film. I don't think Adam McKay...
Not with its competition.
No, absolutely not. And I'm honestly really shocked. Barry Jenkins isn't in here. Ari Aster for Hereditary. Alex Garland for Annihilation. Like, these are all amazing films. None of them got the recognition in this category. And Adam McKay does not belong with these other 4 geniuses.
Ari Aster wasn't going to, because it's a genre piece.
Yeah, but just throwing out some of the ones that I can think of. Like, those are... Honestly, like Alex Garland especially, the Annihilation is so good.
What a mook. Doesn't he know the women's Oscars were last year?
Yeah, now it's time to get back to patting yourself on the back for Green Book.
That's right. I'm shocked Green Book isn't in here.
I was really happy to see that Green Book wasn't in here, and I was really happy to. I'm so sorry, Bradley Cooper. I just seem to be picking on you tonight. You're fine, but I did not want you getting nominated for A Star Is Born.
You're a decent human being. We just don't like the movies.
Yeah,
You're the John Cena of the acting world. I'm sure you're a fine human being.
Unfortunately,
I don't
we
want to
keep
see you on my
seeing Bradley
TV.
Cooper.
yeah, and unfortunately, I'm still mad at you for American Sniper, so that movie's garbage. Heart pick at Spike Lee. Spike Lee has never been nominated for Best Director. He doesn't have a competitive Oscar. He only has a Lifetime Achievement Award. He's my heart pick. I really want to see him win a competitive one, but I think Alfonso Cuarón's going to take it for Roma. I honestly do. He's such an amazing director, and I love him to death. Children of Men is one of my favorite movies.
So I would agree with you in dropping McKay. I, though, would actually put your pick for Best Director, since my director's already in there, and that's Ryan Coogler for Black Panther.
Again, another director the Academy's missing the boat on right now.
Yeah, I would put him into this category instead of McKay. I don't think even if he was in the category, he would win. I agree with you. I think the Academy pick is Roma. My heart pick is also Black Klansman. I think Spike Lee just did a phenomenal job directing that film, and like you said, he's like Glenn Close, he's due.
Roma is my heart pick. I think it's the Academy pick. Adam McKay's got to go. I can't even think of who to put in there that haven't already been said, but there's already like 4 options that you could throw in as opposed to Adam McKay, who I think is a fine director.
Yeah, and honestly, I was fine with him being there for Big Short, which is a great film.
Yeah, another one that I would have considered putting in that category is Drew Goddard for Bad Times.
Oh, yeah.
His direction was amazing in that film.
Another wonderful genre pick that would never, ever be looked at by the Academy.
Yeah.
All right, which brings us to the top award for the evening, Best Picture. So across the board, we have Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. Manny?
My heart pick is Roma. But like I said earlier, it's going to win Best Foreign Language Film, so I realistically don't believe it has a shot of winning Best Overall Picture. For as much as I would love Black Klansman to win, it's not going to win either. I feel like Green Book's going to win. I don't want it to win. I don't even want it to be in this list. With the fact that Best Picture is anywhere from 5 to 10, they could just drop it without even having to add anything.
Yeah.
But there are much better films this year than Green Book. I guess if I'm going to pick the choice that I think is going to win, I'm at least going to pick the lesser of two evils and say A Star Is Born. I don't want Green Book to win, but that's what I think is going to win.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like I said, heart pick is Roma or Black Klansman, because I think both of them are exceptional films. Out of the two, since I'm giving Roma Best Foreign Language, I'd rather see Black Klansman win Best Picture, but it's not going to happen.
My heart pick is for Wakanda. Exactly. I would love to see Black Panther win. It is the only movie on this list, besides Bohemian Rhapsody, that has been talked about since it hit the theater. No other movie on this list has had that. Star Is Born, as soon as it came out, everyone kind of forgot about it. Roma only had Netflix, so it didn't have a lot of support. Favorite was a dark horse to begin with. I really hate to say it, though. I think Green Book, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Star Is Born are the final 3. And out of those, I'm taking A Star Is Born because, again, it's the lesser of 3 evils. Yeah, I would love to see Black Panther win it, though, because at least then, in my mind, it's some sort of acknowledgement of both Coogler and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Right, so I got a theory here. Black Panther wins this year. The Oscars get over this whole, oh, well, look, next year we're just going to do, like, Best Popular Film. And that's how they introduce it as a viable category. They're like, hey, we'll throw it to Black Panther, and then next year, give it its own category and play a nod. Look, we're totally cool people who acknowledged this thing before, so now we're just going to separate it off to the side.
So here I go.
again.
I am so disappointed in this category. This is the best picture should never be the worst category of any year of the Oscars. We're supposed to be celebrating the best films that come out in a year.
Well, Paddington 2 came out in 2017, so it can't be on the list.
Fair.
That's correct. Which I'm skipping over completely. Paddington 2 is amazing. But, come on. Could we not do better? Could we not do better than these films? Bohemian Rhapsody is personally my least favorite film of 2018. I think it decimates the memory of Freddie Mercury. I think it is bland and banal, and just every single rock biopic cliche thrown at you one right after the other, complete with Freddie Mercury coughing blood into a napkin, on top of creating instances to make Freddie Mercury look worse than he actually was in real life, including a scene of him breaking up the band, which never happened. In fact, in the time that they were supposedly broken up in the movie, they released 2 albums in real life. Like,
it's not bad for people that weren't talking to each other.
Yeah, like, what? Green Book is just an embarrassment of a film in a year where Blind Spotting, The Hate You Give, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Black Klansman, Sorry to Bother You, all these films came out this year, and all of these films are fantastic. And for Green Book to come out in the same year and get nominated over all of them is embarrassing. It shows that the Academy voters really need a cleansing and a change.
What are you talking about? There's 2 films with black in the title.
Yep. Yep.
And one of them that talks about tomatoes, apparently.
That's right.
Apparently. Love tomatoes. Vice is a good film. It's nowhere near one of the 8 best films of the year. It's funny in parts. It's touching in parts. And it definitely reminds you of how fucked up our country is because of a really terrible group of people. But I wouldn't call it one of the 8 best films of the year. Stars Born is a fine film, and I really enjoyed it. It is not one of the 8 best films of the year. We're left with 4 actually really good films, and I believe all 4 of these are in my top 20 this year. And I always say if something is in my top 20, I'm never upset when it gets nominated. So here essentially what I'm looking at is, why are we still at 8 to 10 nominees for Best Picture? Cut it back to 5. Get Green Book, get Bohemian Rhapsody, get Stars Born and Vice out of there.
But they would be the 4 that were nominated.
Those that's exactly correct. Black Panther's only in here because it went to 8, but Black Panther deserves to be in here. It is a cultural shift. As you said, it came out in February, and people were talking about it to now. It's still it was still one of the biggest films of the year. It's one of the most entertaining films of the year. It actually says something with the platform it has, and Ryan Coogler's an amazing director.
Yeah, even in stuff in the background that we didn't talk about, that most people never even noticed, that Coogler did and the movie did. I mean, everybody went to go see Black Panther feeling something.
Yeah. I didn't call it one of the 8 best films of the year, but I'm not upset that it's here. Black Klansman is my number 2 film of the year. Spike Lee is a visionary that has been plugging away for over 3 decades. He got skipped over for Do the Right Thing, and I think Black Klansman is getting close to how good Do the Right Thing is. But much like Taxi Driver, Do the Right Thing is one of my top 10 favorite films. It's an amazing film. Roma is gorgeous. Roma is everything filmmaking should be. It belongs in this list. The Favorite is hilarious and fun, and just downright dirty in moments. It's
serious and
it's a great
well
film.
Written.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
It's a great film about power plays and politics that I think deserves to be here. I'm really pissed off that If Beale Street Could Talk did not get nominated for Best Picture. I think If Beale Street Could Talk is going to be a generation-defining masterpiece. And if we were doing the Oscars 10 years from now, If Beale Street Could Talk would absolutely be in here. I think we're going to be talking about it for years. It's a landmark film, and it belongs here. It should win Best Picture. But as it goes, Black Panther is going to be a hard pick for me because it's one of the few times where I feel high art has met audience-friendly material. And it is absolutely something that picking Black Panther as your best picture says, one, that you're willing to accept genre filmmaking a little more seriously, which they're probably not, honestly, but it says you are, and two, it says that you're interested in what audiences have to say with their dollars and with what they want to see as far as Academy Award winners, which is going to bring in more of an audience. My head pick, though, is Green Book. I am so angry right now.
You should be angry.
This is an embarrassment to
I
me.
can't believe you said that in public.
You should be angry because Roma should win. Because Roma is what The Color Purple was for black folk, but for Spanish people. It's that type of movie, and instead Green Book is going to win.
Green Book's going to win, and it's picking up so many awards right now, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how a film that was written by the son of the man that the movie is about and had no input into the actual life of the black lead of this film from his family or from his estate. The fact that all they did was talk to the son of the man who wrote... Oh, God. I can't even get my thoughts in order. I'm so
That's why
fucking pissed about
Ali
this.
gets the supporting actor nom, and Vigo gets the lead nom, because he's the white guy.
Exactly. And
Yep.
and you don't even see Mahershala Ali for like the first 30 minutes of this film. And it's baffling to me how this movie has gotten this far. And
Can we also talk about that Creed 2 isn't in this list either?
I'm,
They put Rocky 1. Why can't Creed 2 be in there?
Creed 2 can be in here. I would not be against it. It's honestly not in my...
There's 3 movies that need to get dropped out. Sure, throw Creed 2 in one of those slots.
I'd be way more fine with that. I'd be fine with Sergeant Stubby getting nominated for Best Picture over fucking Green Book or Bohemian Rhapsody.
The worst part is that it's not the acting in Green Book. Because Ali and Viggo Mortensen are both highly capable actors. It is literally the material.
It
Yes,
is
the
absolutely...
material and how it was presented.
Yeah. It's bad. It's not a good movie. And the fact that what I perceive as one of the worst films of the year, and well, 2 of the worst films of the year on this it's baffling to me.
My only hope for Black Panther is the fact that Shape of Water won last year. And
Yeah.
that was outside the norm.
Yeah. And again, that kind of opens up. You're willing to talk about genre
so you're
filmmaking.
telling me there's a chance.
I think Black Panther has more than an outside chance. I don't think it's the dark horse. I honestly think
Vice might be?
Vice and Roma are probably the biggest dark horses of this, just because...
That and The Favorite, honestly, because I don't think The Favorite had it didn't have a lot of marketing or anything around it, so it doesn't have as much.
Yeah.
Now, for us laymen, that's a big deal. For the Academy, it's not, but let's be honest, they take that stuff into account.
Yeah. It's a real shame. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do if Green Book wins this goddamn award. I'm just not happy. So that's it. Sorry to leave you on such a down note. Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have started with picture. That's it. Those are our thoughts on Oscar nominations, wins, losses, snubs. What'd you think? What should win? What should lose? What should have been here instead? Leave a comment down below and let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click that little bell icon to get yourself some notifications anytime that we post a video. I would like to thank my guest, David Wray.
Always a pleasure.
And Manny Classic for sitting here for as long as we've been sitting here talking about this. I'm sorry we're going to leave you on such a down note, but come on, man. Green Book, really?
We're going to put a link down the doobly doo with some, cats or something for you to cheer you up. All right, well, we'll leave you on the bright side of Sam Elliott. Go watch him again in Big Lebowski.
Well, that about does her. Wraps are all up.
And as always, have a damn fine day.
Yippee-ki-yay, he shouts and he sings when a cowboy trades his spurs for wings.